let us fight to win.
Sa pagkakaupo ni Governor Fredinil Castro bilang pinakamataas na lider ng probinsya ng Capiz, tumambad ang ilang problema at kakulangan sa serbisyong pangmasa. Disorganisado at watak-watak na gobyerno, mabagal na progreso na nagresulta sa diskumpiyadong taumbayan. Ilan lamang ito sa mga kailangang lutasin ng bagong gobernador sa lalong madaling panahon. Mabigat na misyon kung tutusin, ngunit ang paggiba sa barikadang nagbubukod-bukod sa mamamayan at maging sa mga lingkod bayan ang masasabing naging mabisang paraan ng bagong administrasyon para manumbalik ang tiwala ng tao at magkaroon ng mas epektibong tugon ang gobyerno sa mga tunay na suliranin ng probinsya. Kaya naman sa katagang One Capiz, sumentro ang adhikain ng pamahalaang panlalawigan. Kaisa ang bawat bayan at ang syudad ng Rojas.
First time masasabi mo One Capiz, no? We're claiming that for the longest time. But now we can claim it by heart. Because first time nangyari na lahat ng mga local government executives or officers, mayors, governors, congressmen, isa lang po kami. Isang bahay, isang bubong, isang kainan, isang puso.
Sa ngayon, larawan ng nagkakaisang pamayanan ang probinsya ng Capiz. Pursigido rin ang pamahalaan na buksan sa mas marami pang turista at mamumuhunan ang lalawigan. Patunay dito ang nagdaang Kapistahan 2023. Ayon sa gobernador, patikim lamang ito sa mas malaki at mas kaabang-abang na kapistahan.
What is next? Better. In the coming years, they will see the best. The best dahil nagbunga na yung ating pinaghirapan.
Asahang mas matayog pa ang magiging lipad ng probinsya sa mga susunod na taon. Gayunpaman, hindi pa rin nawawala ang mga pangambang nangangailangan ng agarang solusyon at pag-agapay mula sa pambansang pamahalaan. Kumusta nga ba ang suporta ng national government pagdating sa pangangailangan ng probinsya?
Somehow, sir, because of in Region 6 in Western Visayas, the former Vice President Lenny won here by a wide margin. Did it occur to you that paano na to? Hindi nanalo si BBM dito. Baka hindi kami priority. Merong ganyan bang haka-haka sa isipan niyo?
It never came into my mind. Because, in the province, the campaign of the president was so messy. Messy in the sense that people did not really understand who was for Marcos. I was campaigning for Marcos. Therefore, all those who voted for Marcos thought that I was the point man of President Marcos in Capiz.
So alam ng Malacanang yan that you campaigned.
I campaigned. It was even I who took care of their people here. But here is another camp claiming also that they were for President Marcos. That's why people were in doubt. If we are going to vote for Marcos, it is as if that we voted for the old administration.
Sir, marami kasi mga nagtatanong, just be honest.
Yes.
We're really waiting for the president to visit Capiz. Bakit nga ba hindi pa dumating si presidente hanggang ngayon? Hindi pa nakabisita dito sa Capiz hanggang ngayon?
It is only the president who can answer that question.
What will you do for the president to come here? May invitations na ba kayo? Meron
Well,
ba
I
kayong
sent
plano?
him the invitation to attend our Kapistahan. But at that time, I understand that he was scheduled to go to Davos, Switzerland.
You already have a conversation over the phone? Nakita na kayo in one time sa Manila or what? Wala na?
I did not bother to see the president. Ayaw ko, wala kasi sa ugali ko na yung nagsisip-sip Wala sa ugali ko yun.
But the Vice President came here.
Well, of course, we belong to the same political party. I have worked for a long time with former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. That's why there is already a working relationship.
But you always believe, Governor Castro, that in unity there is progress, correct?
Yes.
And you've been very proud of one Capiz, correct?
Yes.
And you always talk about the beauty and the advantages.
Yes.
Have you reached out to your political opponent that we should be one, we should work together?
In person, no. In the radio, we have repeatedly called and reached out to my political opponents that let us forget politics. There will be no politics in my administration. As a matter of fact, there are relatives of the former governor working here in the provincial capital. I have never touched them. Those who left voluntarily, I call them, you return to the fold and to the employment of the provincial government.
So let us be clear on that, Governor. You are open that you be one.
I have always been open.
Open for what?
Open for everybody to join hands for the betterment of the province, for the peace of the province and development of the province.
Has there been a response on their side?
So far, there is none.
What is the beauty of one Capiz now?
The beauty of one Capiz is that, unlike before, the provincial and the city government do not understand each other.
You mean Rojas City?
Yes, Roa City and the province of Capiz do not understand.
Is that because of the
Because of politics. Immediately after I took my oath, I want my administration to be embellished with humility. We start humble, we start low. I walk towards the city government and join hands with the city government. And the mayor was also waiting for me. And then we agreed that there should only be one Capiz. And that's why now the relationship between the provincial and the city government is very harmonious.
You're one of the most flood-prone provinces in the country. Is this a very serious problem?
Well, it is a very serious problem, but I feel that the resolution of this problem may come soon. I do not believe that the President will not give us an assistance in Capiz.
Can you be more specific? What would you want that the national government would do in order to address? Gaano ba kalaki itong kailangan na flood control? Paano ba?
I call that there is a long shot and there is also a jump shot. When I say jump shot, I am referring to floodway, meaning the water coming from the mountains will have to pass through a floodway going to the sea. There will be massive dredging of our rivers. I have already discussed this with the Speaker of the House.
Hanggang saan ba ang tubig kapag
No,
bumaha?
it's not only here, not here, not here, not here,
Oh.
but deeper than that. The second district during flood season, or when there is a typhoon, almost 80% of our products are submerged, houses are submerged, animals are
During the past
dying.
typhoons?
During the past typhoon. That's why the problem in the second district is more critical than here in Roa City. But there are also municipalities in the first district that whenever there is typhoon, whenever there is flood, its situation is almost equal with that in the second district.
What is it in Capiz, Gov, that the national government should really pour in more millions of money, billions of money?
Well, I don't have to brief the national government of the situation of the province of Capiz during typhoon season because the records will speak for itself. All that the national government has to do is open the records, and everything is there. The sufferings of our people is there.
Napakalaking nawala, Gov, sa infrastructure and projects, kabuhayan. So, every now and then, nasasayang lang yung pinut up pera, effort, mga projects dahil sa bagyo.
That's what I am always saying,
May pag-asa pa ba tayo?
that the meager income the provincial government get from its operation annually is pulled down by this flooding.
And aggravated
Yes.
by the ERA reduction this year.
Yes. Most especially now, the province of Capiz is suffering because the internal revenue allotment of our province was reduced by 200 million.
But how are you coping with that? Yung services ng mga tao hinihintay nila, hindi may bibigay mo yun.
It's a question of management, and it's a question of trying to meet both ends by whatever we have.
Okay. Sir, in the fishery projects, narinig ko na gusto mo raw mga investors to concentrate on hatchery.
We are already calling a summit. As a matter of fact, the hatchery, the aquaculture, because Capiz is one of the biggest aquaculture centers in the whole country. No? We are going to get to call a summit and discuss this matter with aquaculture operators and owners. As a matter of fact, one of the problems is we do not have a feed mill here. That's why the cost of feeds for our aquaculture is so expensive. Some have already closed.
Really?
Some have already converted their fish ponds into subdivision. Some have already embarked on different endeavor. And if this will continue, I am sure that in few more years, not only that there will be massive unemployment, but I am sure that our aquaculture industry will finally die its natural death.
You are inviting investors to operate in your province. But the most serious problem right now that you are facing is power shortage. Daming brownout, madalas ang brownout, maraming nagrereklamo. How will you answer that? Go.
That is not the only problem of the province of Capiz. The whole Panay. We have already reached out sa NGCP, National Grid Corporation, and they advise us that sooner or later it will regularize. But we do not rely on NGCP alone. We are not relying on the present supply of our energy. That's why we had invited investors in our investors forum to build hydroelectric power combined with irrigation systems.
So may potential ba yan?
Yes, yes.
Are you talking of the Panay River?
Not only Panay River, but there are so many rivers. We are blessed by God that we have abundance of waters here.
So you will utilize that?
Yes, we are going to utilize that. We have already consulted the records of World Bank, and the records show that we have several wind farm, and this wind farm can also be used to put up wind turbine for energization. The complete solution is the Panay River Basin Project that will start from the municipality of Tapas. A dam shall be constructed, hydroelectric power shall be put up on the basis of that project, and the water will be utilized for irrigation of our farms.
Estimate nyo, sir, how much would you need in order to address this?
For the Panay River Basin, we will be needing something around 28 billion plus. And for the floodway, we will be needing something around 4.750 billion pesos.
So it's a lot of money.
I have already discussed the floodway solution with Speaker Romualdez. I am happy that the Speaker is so kind enough to have seriously discussed this matter with this representation.
What other infra projects, sir, that you have in mind that, yung mga munisipyo kasi masaya na sila kapag yung mga roads nila ay naaayos. Do you have enough funds for that?
No, we do not have enough funds for our roads.
Okay.
But what we are doing now is we are trying to prioritize. We are gradually paving the unpaved portion.
Kompleto kayo ng heavy equipment.
We have heavy equipment.
Bago?
Good enough to continue the program.
Hindi kayo maglo-loan ulit?
No, I will never borrow money.
Why? Hindi naman masama mangutang.
It's not part of my system. I am not going to let the finances of the provincial government go to drain by simply borrowing money.
Yung Kapitolyo niyo, sir, ay luma na at nirepair lang. Other provinces have constructed modern, sophisticated, and in fact, one of the best building structures in Capiz is in Tapas, the municipal hall. It's so big that parang Kapitolyo. Do you have any plans na magkaroon kayo ng isang provincial government complex na malaki at komportable sa mga mamamayan ng Capiz when they visit their provincial?
We have already finalized plans to construct a new provincial capital that will be located in Pueblo de Panay. But alam mo, Cesar, kung maikli ang kumot mo ay kailangang mamaluktot ka. Huwag yung basta-basta tira ka na lang ng tira, no? Kasi hindi lang naman Kapitolyo o pagpapatayo ng bagong Kapitolyo ang problema natin. Ang problema natin ay masyadong malawak, especially now, our health programs, because of the devolution of our provincial hospitals and district hospitals. Therefore, without means where to get the money to support the operation of these devolved agencies.
Especially hospitals.
Including the hospitals. That's why we are trying to be a little bit slow. No? Dahil ang maglakad ng mabilis ay kung matinik, malalim. Kaya ayaw kong matinik ng malalim.
But the question now, is you're slowing down other expenses, but yet you spend more than 60 million for your tourism and kapistahan. What is the direction of the provincial government? Bakit nyo binigyang halaga ang turismo ngayon, yung kapistahan and other activities related to tourism?
Our attention is not only on tourism. We also focus our attention to all the bigger problems of the province, or source of income for that matter. That's why we started with our investors forum, because we invited investors to invest here, and it's paying off now.
Okay, so that's part of kapistahan.
That's part of Kapistahan. Second, insofar as tourism is concerned, if you're aware that the Philippine government has estimated billions of pesos that could be generated by tourism project in the country. That's why our sleeping tourism program has been revived, resurrected, so that more or less we could get a part of that anticipated billion income from our tourism.
This is one of your strategy.
This is one of our
Tuloy-tuloy na ito
strategy.
next year.
Now, let me say, never that this kapistahan, as active, as splendid, as attractive before, it is only this time that perhaps the people of Capiz are so happy that we have resurrected our tourism program. You were right that we spent a lot for this. I was briefed by the Sangguniang Panglalawigan that we almost spent 60 million for this. But you know, Cesar, if you had the occasion to go around Rojas City during the kapistahan, you will find out that our business for the first time has become bullish. Our nightlife is so alive. Look at our hotels. Up to the present, it's fully booked. If we had spent 60 million, the profit or the ROI, return of investment, will not go to the provincial government. It will go to our businessmen, it will go to our people, because it has generated means of livelihood for the Capiceños. What I am planning, or we are planning, is how we could make this crowd, how we could make people to be alive like New York. New York is a city that never sleeps. Now we will make Roa City a city that never sleeps. How to make it regular, how to maintain the momentum, how to maintain that people will spend for Capiz because they see, they feel, they enjoy our tourism program. And my estimate now, if ever that we spend 60 million, it returned to our people, returned to our businessmen threefold or 5 times. What we have only now in 2023 is only teaser.
Teaser?
Yeah, only a teaser.
Medyo mayabang ang
It's
Capiz
simply
dyan.
prelude of what will happen in 2023. Come back and you will see what I mean.
From the time you took your oath, nagtrabaho kayo, walang pahinga. Marami nagsasabi sa mga assistant mo, matigas na ulo mo kasi hanggang alas 5 lang dapat, upo ka pa rin na upo, daming pinirmahan, hindi ka na maawat dahil kailangan mong tapusin ang lahat ng trabaho. After 100 days in office, you delivered a speech, natumba ka, marami ang nagulat na alarma. Because according to them, there must be something very serious in your health condition.
Isyu One-on-One.